Alright, gamers, you are listening to a new episode of What You Gaming On, the video series where we start every episode by asking you, the viewer, the listener, the gamer, what are you gaming on? If you want to tell me what game you're playing, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, let me know in the comments of this video or on any of my social media, and your answer will be featured in an upcoming episode of What You Gaming On. And guys, just hold on for a moment because this is a big deal. We have a new listener who is offering up what he has been gaming on. That's a huge deal. Thank you so much to Miro3477 on Instagram. Let me know the games that he's playing. He says he just got an Xbox One S bundle, 1 terabyte, and he's been playing Injustice 2, MKX, which I'm assuming is Mortal Kombat 10, and Call of Duty 4, which again, I'm assuming you're talking about Call of Duty for Modern Warfare. Now, where Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 10 are involved, have not played them. I haven't played Injustice 1. I don't think I've ever actually played at any great length any Mortal Kombat game. I'm not the biggest fan of just the fighting games. It's not even close to one of my favorite genre of games. And I do know that like Injustice and Injustice 2, they're like the big DC fighting game, so it's all superheroes, and I know that there is a story behind it. I know that there is a story. I think the first one's where like Superman finally just says, you know what, screw humanity, I've had enough, I'm gonna take control. Which he's not entirely, I feel he's not entirely unjustified in that assessment of humanity, but fighting games have just never really been on my radar. It hasn't been something that I've ever really enjoyed when I have played them. But I have heard that Injustice and Injustice 2 are really good, and Mortal Kombat is, of course, you know, one of those games that every gamer, if they haven't played it, they know about it. Again, just haven't really given a lot of time to actually playing Mortal Kombat, but Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, if that's the Call of Duty that you are talking about, of the Call of Duties that I have played, which again, not a lot. I've played Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Ghosts, and Call of Duty 3, which is 4 out of, like, what, 50 different incarnations of Call of Duty. But Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty game that I played. I thought it was fantastic. The story was amazing and very relevant and relatable to modern day to modern day events, both when it first came out a few years ago in 2007 and even now today. It was very relevant to like modern day events. And it was just a really good story. It was really fun. It was very varied in the type of maps you were kind of exploring, and moments. Like there's that big, really intense moment where you literally have to crawl through the tall grass as like the enemy is walking literally right over you, and you have to stay under cover. And then of course there's that other scene in Modern Warfare where like this nuclear bomb, I think it was a nuclear bomb, if not a nuclear bomb, a very big bomb, like goes off and knocks your plane down, and you're literally a wounded soldier that's like crawling from the wreckage, and then you're killed, and then you're basically executed by I think the big bad guy. It had a lot of really strong moments that were very relevant to, you know, modern day society. So I loved Modern Warfare. I have not picked up Modern Warfare 2. I know that they made a sequel, and I don't know what other, if they have done any other Modern Warfare like sub games, but I do know they do have some more like current event games that aren't just World War II over and over and over. So yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, fantastic game, just truly an amazing game. Of the Call of Duty games, that's the one that really stands out for me. So thank you again, Miro3477, for letting me know what you're gaming on. Remember, if you want your answer featured in an upcoming video of what you're gaming on, let me know in the comments of this video or on any of my social media, and your answer will be featured in an upcoming episode. So let's go ahead and jump into what I've been gaming on. Should be no surprise to anyone, since I feel like most of the gaming world is playing this game right now. Kingdom Hearts 3. That's right. Kingdom Hearts 3 has finally come out after 14 years. I went and looked up like the actual release date of Kingdom Hearts 2 and looked at how many years. It's been 14 years since it came out. Although it says it came out in December of 2005, but I feel like it came out in 2006. Like, I feel like it came out like during the end of my sophomore year of high school in 2006. But the date says 2005, so we'll just go with that. So it's been like 13 or 14 years since Kingdom Hearts 2 has come out, and now in 2019, Kingdom Hearts 3 has finally come out. The wait is over. It's finally out. We can play it. But I do want to give credit where credit's due in terms of how long we've been waiting for a new Kingdom Hearts game. Square Enix has put out plenty of other Kingdom Hearts games since Kingdom Hearts 2. They did Kingdom Hearts 357 slash whatever number slash 2 days, which was a spinoff focusing on Roxas and the Nobodies on Organization 13, and then they came out with Birth by Sleep, which was like the chronological starting point of the Kingdom Hearts story, and then they came out with Dream Drop Distance, which was technically not technically, it was the direct sequel to Kingdom Hearts 2, and then they had a phone game which I tried. I wasn't really into it. Kingdom Hearts Unchained, which is the very, very beginning of the Kingdom Hearts lore. So they have been coming out with other Kingdom Hearts games. The problem is they've been coming out on different consoles. So if you didn't have this console that the Kingdom Hearts game came out on, you were shit out of luck until very recently, until 2018, where they released 2 collections of all the Kingdom Hearts games into 2 collections for the PlayStation 4. I think they should be coming out on the Xbox One, but I'm not sure about that. If they aren't, that's a shame. I don't know why they wouldn't come out for the Xbox One, because there are players who want to play Kingdom Hearts and they can't because they don't have a PS4. They have an Xbox One, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out on the Xbox One as well as a PS4. So it's very confusing. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't like make the effort to put out those 2 collections onto the Xbox One to get more money, to get more players into the series. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. They really should if they're not planning to. But before that, if you didn't have one of the consoles that the new Kingdom Hearts game came out on, you were screwed. You couldn't play it. You had to, look up the story, and then if you did have a console that the next Kingdom Hearts game came on, like, if you're like me, I wasn't really that interested in it because I missed 1 or 2 other games that I wasn't able to play at the time. So the story was really easy to lose track of because it just wasn't consistently in the same place. Like, I couldn't get, Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2 and then get the next one on the PS2 and the next one on the PS2 and the next one on the PS2, or even if they were just all on the PS3, like it was between the Game Boy and the Nintendo DS and then the another one on the PS2. It was just very spread out and very inconsistent in their releases of these games that as fun as these individual games might be, they made the story so complicated, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So, the game has been out for not even a week. I'll admit I'm recording this on Friday, on February 1st, and it's going to come out on Monday. So, today of the 4th, Monday, February 4th. So, the game hasn't even been out a full week yet. It came out on Tuesday of last week. So the game hasn't even been out a full week, but I just want to give my initial thoughts on the game. I haven't been playing it as much as possible. I've gotten probably not that, like I'm still in the beginning of the game, but I've probably finished like 2 or 3 separate worlds. So I do just want to give my initial thoughts on the game, and I'm breaking up into the good and the bad. So we'll start with the good. And let's just answer the first question that should be on everyone's mind. Does Kingdom Hearts 3 live up to the hype? Remember, this game has been hyped up for 14 years. 14 years we've been waiting for this specific installation of the Kingdom Hearts game, Kingdom Hearts 3. 14 years we've been waiting. So one of the biggest fears for me was that when it came out, it wasn't going to be that good. And it was just going to be disappointing, and that'd be it. I would just kind of be done with the Kingdom Hearts franchise. But no, I do want to say, I want to fortunately tell you that yes, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been so much fun so far in my time playing it. It's been a lot of fun. The game looks amazing. First off, the game just looks absolutely amazing. They look as good, maybe almost as good as like Pixar movies look. Like they look fantastic. But it does live up to the hype. It is a lot of fun to play. You're getting all of the characters from all of the different Kingdom Hearts games are showing up in this game in some incarnation. So it really is just such a really well done collaboration of the past Kingdom Hearts series now coming in to Kingdom Hearts 3. So it is a lot of fun, and for me, it's definitely delivering on that hype. The other question for Kingdom Hearts 3 is, of course, as I mentioned before, is the story easy to follow? If you haven't been able to play the past Kingdom Hearts games that came out between Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, I want to assure you that you can still play Kingdom Hearts 3 because there are a lot of elements that they've added to this game that help players who haven't caught up kind of catch up and get up to date on the story. And they do this in a few different ways. First off, when you first, start the game up, not even like the intro video, when you first start the game up and power it up, there is a long credits montage that basically shows you shots from all of the past games leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3. So that's the first way it catches you up. The second way it catches you up is that there's an option in the main menu called the Memory Archive, and it's 6 different videos about 2 or 3 minutes each that essentially give you all of the information you need to know of what has happened in the past to catch you up to Kingdom Hearts 3. So that's the second way it does it. The third way it does it is the big cinematic music video that is at the very beginning of the game. Again, gives you this very artistic and stylized montage of abstract, kind of an abstract montage of the events that again happened in all of the past games leading up to this moment of Sora and Riku and everyone fighting against Xehanort. And then so that's what, I'm on 3 now? Yeah, so that's the third way. And the fourth and final way is within the game itself. As you're going through the story, when something comes up that you need a refresher or something to kind of know what's going on, there is a lot of exposition delivered in these cinematics, in these meetings between characters. They definitely sit there and say, oh, remember that one time I gave my heart to the darkness and joined Xehanort in the Organization 13 and studied XYZ and did all these other things, and I'm really sorry about that, but now I am a good guy since this happened. And it basically lays out everything you need to know in the exposition of the game, which, to be fair, some of that gets a little it gets a little complicated, but we're going to talk about that in a second. So yes, even if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, and this is literally the first Kingdom Hearts game you've picked up, it catches you up with the things that you need to know. Obviously, it doesn't do as good of a job as if you just sat down and played all of the games, but it does make a really good effort of catching players up to the past events of Kingdom Hearts. The gameplay itself is just really fun and really beautiful. So like I said, this game is absolutely beautiful, and the combat, it flows really well. There's ways where you can jump from one enemy to the other, and it just works really well. Now, there is a new thing that they've kind of added with this wave of Heartless, which I've only encountered twice so far in the game. I'm sure that's going to become more of a reoccurring thing as I get further into the game and further into the story. But it's definitely a new way to play, a new kind of monster you're fighting. But the gameplay is really cool. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to look at. And something they added for Kingdom Hearts 3 is this feature called Attractions. It's basically a special move that you trigger where a theme park ride will show up. Basically a ride from Disney World, from Disney World or Disneyland, a ride will show up, and it will be this big special attack sequence. And they're a lot of fun. It definitely cuts up. It definitely makes the gameplay a little more varied. it's not just, just one type of gameplay where you're just running around hitting things with your Keyblade, which personally, that's how I like to play Kingdom Hearts. Like, I rarely use magic. I rarely use many special attacks. I just want to run around hitting things with my Keyblade. But if I want to break that up, I can call on these attractions to use. And they're basically summons. Like, they're basically a section of your summons where you basically call forth this thing, it shows up, and it helps you in the fight, and they are really powerful. And they are it's fun to do them, and it's also just very beautiful to look at. Like, this game looks amazing. When the rides show up, there's like one of them is this big swinging pirate ship that's all lit up, and it basically just goes back and forth and you attack things that way. Another one is like the laser ride where you sit in the little cart and you shoot lasers. I think it's a Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland or Disney World, where you shoot lasers from the little cart. And so they are just a lot of fun. It's a fun game to play, and it's a fun game to look at. Everything just looks so beautiful. So let's go from there into the bad, and it's actually at the attractions that I want to start with the bad. So as fun and beautiful as the attraction feature is for Kingdom Hearts 3, sometimes they're a bit much. Sometimes they kind of get in the way. Like I said, my personal playstyle for Kingdom Hearts 3 is I want to run around and hit things with my Keyblade. I don't want to use a lot of special stuff. I just want to hit stuff with my Keyblade, and I can do that. Like, the attractions aren't something that just automatically happen, and you can't stop them. You make the choice to call them. The problem is there are sometimes battles that I've come across, as an example, in the Toy Story world, which is just called Toy Box. There are these things that you can basically go to a toy store, and like one of the toys that's there are these like big mech suits that you can jump into and help you as an attack. And the way that you activate these mech suits, you have to go up to them and and click triangle to get into them. The problem is that clicking triangle is also the way you call attractions. So there were more than once when I was trying to do this, when I was trying to get into this mech or open up a treasure chest that I found during a fight, where I would, instead of hitting the thing, Sora might move a little bit, and instead of hitting what I needed to hit, an attraction would show up, and I would have to go through that thing just to get back to doing what I was trying to do. So sometimes the attractions do kind of get in the way, and that's unfortunate. But again, for the most part, you can choose whether and when to use them, which I very much do. I usually save them for big boss fights, or if there is a particularly difficult enemy to fight, I usually save them for that. Otherwise, I'm just going from heartless to heartless, hitting with my Keyblade. But sometimes the attractions do get in the way. Another of the bad features, or rather the weaker features that need work, is the actual story of some of the worlds. Now, some of the worlds have a very original story that is separate from the story of the movie they're coming from. So, like in Toy Box, in the Toy Story world, the story is very original. It's not a parallel of the story of Toy Story 1, 2, or 3. It's a very original, very specific Kingdom Hearts story. And the same can be said for Monsters, Inc., where the story is very much a sequel to the events of Monsters, Inc. Monsters, Inc. 1, and then the events in Kingdom Hearts 3 are a sequel to that. But then there's worlds like the Kingdom of Corona, which is the Tangled world, where the story of that world is essentially the story from the movie. You basically go throughout the entire movie just Sora and the Heartless elements and the Kingdom Hearts elements kind of dipping in and out of the actual story of Tangled, which is delightful. Even though this story was not as strong, is probably my favorite world so far, because it was just a very delightful story. It was fun going through the big dance number, I guess you could call it a dance number, that happens in the movie whenever Rapunzel gets to the village, and they have this big little dance thing. Sora gets to take part in it, and it's basically like a reaction button kind of thing, which was it was a lot of fun. It's a very delightful story, but because it's following the events of the movie, there are times where something will happen off screen, and that if you didn't see the Tangled movie, you would have no idea what happened. Like, specifically, there's one moment where, and I admit, I only saw Tangled once. I thought it was a lovely movie. I enjoyed it, but I haven't seen it since, so I don't remember every single part of the movie. But there's a part where Mother Gothel, the evil witch that, you know, had Rapunzel in the tower, like, I honestly don't remember if this happened in the movie, but she ties Flynn to a boat and, like, with his stolen goods, and sends him, you know, towards the kingdom to get caught, and then uses that as, like, you know, look at Flynn, he's leaving you, he's abandoning you, I'm the one that's here, come back with Mother. And then she tries to take Rapunzel. Well, you know, Sora tries to stop this, and of course he doesn't. And then, like, the next scene, Flynn just comes riding out of nowhere like nothing happened. And it's like, well, wait, what happened between A and C? Like, we saw A, Flynn was tied to a ship and was going to be, you know, arrested by the guards. C didn't happen. We didn't see what C happened. And then, B, we didn't see B happen. And then C, Flynn comes riding out like nothing happened. So, like, if you haven't seen the Tangled movie, then you're missing part of the story of the Tangled world. And I don't think that's a really strong way to tell a story. It's very choppy. It's very just kind of dipping in and out of the story without getting the whole picture. Which, if that's a way for them to, like, I don't know, boost up sales for people who now want to go see Tangled or watch Tangled now and have to, like, rent the movie on their Fire Stick or something. Like, maybe that's their strategy. I don't know. But, like, if you haven't seen Tangled or you don't remember the full story of Tangled, you're missing out on parts of the story of the Tangled world, which I don't think is a good thing to do. And finally, with all of the exposition in this game, and like I said, some of those scenes are did I say that? I don't remember. Some of those scenes with exposition in them are as long or longer as the Pixar shorts that come before movies. Like, there's a lot to unpack whenever they start to talk about these things. And even if it is catching gamers up to what has happened in Kingdom Hearts, it's making it glaringly obvious how oversaturated and confusing this story is. Like, as someone who, like, I played Kingdom Hearts 1, I played Kingdom Hearts 2 to death, and in the past couple months, I have just been devouring every Kingdom Hearts series summary video I could find of anyone just basically breaking down what has happened from game to game so that I could catch up, so that I could kind of be caught up to Kingdom Hearts. And as they're showing that exposition here in the game, it makes it just very obvious how confusing they've made this series. And I don't think that's a good thing. Like, it offers, I guess it makes more, I guess as it's explaining what happened, it offers more, it gives us more questions than answers. Like, while it's giving us the answers of what happened, it's giving us more questions, and most of those questions are just like, WTF. And I don't think that's a good thing. Overall, so far in just the first week that I've been playing it, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been a really enjoyable experience. I've loved playing it. You know, like the critiques I have for it, the quote unquote bad items I have for it aren't that bad. Like, it's not a perfect game. It's not, you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it is pretty damn close. Like, it does more good than bad. It definitely has more strengths than it has weaknesses. But again, I'm still in probably the more or less of the beginning of the game. So as it goes on, I'm sure I'll find other things that I really like about it or that I really don't like about it. And I will be coming out with hopefully a more comprehensive written review later on in the week. But for now, my initial thoughts is that, yes, it lives up to the hype. It's a really fun game. It's enjoyable. Is it cheesy and childlike? Very much so. But I mean, that's what Kingdom Hearts is. Kingdom Hearts has never not been this big, cheesy kid fest of Disney characters mashed up with Final Fantasy style elements. Like, that's what Kingdom Hearts has always been. And even if I loved it when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out when I was in 7th grade, and loved it because I was that age. I was as old as Sora was when it first happened, when it first started. Now I'm, God, I'm about to be 29. Playing it now, I'm a little more mature, and some of the little kiddie elements are a little much. It's definitely a big cheese fest, but I am enjoying it. It's a fun game. It so far, I feel like it's doing what it's meant to do, and kind of ideally wrap up, or at least be this culmination of God, a long, many years of storytelling for Kingdom Hearts, into this big. I don't know if this is going to be the last Kingdom Hearts game, or like if this is going to be just the final chapter of Sora and the Kingdom Hearts journey. I don't know if it's going to be that way, but if it is, I think so far it's doing it really well. It's a really fun game. I think even if you aren't super familiar with Kingdom Hearts, like Kingdom Hearts 3 is a good place to jump in, because as choppy as it is, it does make an effort to catch you up into things that you need to know to play Kingdom Hearts 3. So go check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Like I said, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, but now I want to hear from you. If you are playing Kingdom Hearts 3, let me know what you like about it. Let me know what you don't like about it in the comments of this video or on any of my social media. If you want to have your answer featured in a future upcoming What You Gaming On video, let me know the game you're playing in the comments of this video or on any of my social media, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and your answer will be featured in an upcoming episode of What You Gaming On. If you want to see any of the written reviews of Marvel TV shows, movies, and video games, go to www.treyguillotine.com. You can also check out the rest of my videos at that website or on this YouTube channel, where I talk about all things geek and pop culture. If you'd like to give a suggestion of a future scary game I can play for my Scared Gameless video series, let me know in the comments, and subscribe to my channel to geek out some more. Thanks for watching, and keep on gaming, gamers.